I'm going to be honest with you. This is the third time, one, two, three, third time that I have sat in front of this camera to do this talking head shot. I just cannot get this camera to do what I want it to do. The first attempt, I put the meter on 0. I kept saying to myself, by the way, I just changed it from face, eye, body, just face and eye because I don't know. Anyway, the first attempt, I put the meter on 0, and I was like, man, that looks overexposed. That looks way overexposed. But I didn't know what to do, so I was like, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. I don't know. For some reason, I cannot trust what I see on the screen. So I left it at 0, even though it looked way overexposed on the screen. And then I took it back in, and lo and behold, the whole thing was completely way overexposed. So had to trash that attempt. The second time I came out and tried to do this talking head, I put it on minus 1/3, 2/3. I don't know. It looked right to me on the screen. And of course, none of the whole talking head, the whole thing, none of it was in focus. Not a single second of it was in focus. I don't know. Now I'm so paranoid I have to get up and check my everything all the time because I'm paranoid about what's going on with the camera. Just anyway, so today I just didn't have anything to do, nothing planned today, which has been great because my weekends have just been completely booked up lately. You know, every time we turn around, there's a football game going on. We have to go to that, and I have family in town. Always something going on the weekends. This is the first weekend in forever that I hadn't had anything going on, and it really felt good to be in that kind of situation. So it gave me a chance to just kind of loaf around the house and get some projects done around the house that needed to be done. The first thing on the agenda for today was getting some food cooked. I wanted to smoke something this weekend and decided to do two different things. I wanted to do something called over-the-top chili, and I wanted to do some turkey. Now, I don't big on turkey, but my daughter has enlisted me to cook the turkey for the Palm Banquet that they have coming up next weekend. Since I've never smoked a turkey or cooked much turkey at all, besides fried a couple of times, I decided, you know what, I better give it a shot. That's what we're doing today. I'm doing a little cooking. I'm going to do a little work in the yard. So I started off the day but going to Walmart just to pick up a few odds and ends that I'd forgotten to get with this whole cook. I picked up some beef broth, some cinnamon sticks, some sour cream, some Fritos, and a tarp. That's what I got at Walmart today. And I got there early before the crowds got there. And if you plan on going to Walmart, I highly advise doing that because it wasn't a big deal at all. But that place can get absolutely madhouse later on the day on Saturday. And then after that, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go work out. It's time to go do that. I have a little bit of time. And sometimes on the weekends, I've been slacking recently because, like I say, we've always got something going on, football game, whatnot. So I decided I'm going to go and tell my body, listen here, buddy, we're not done working out, especially on the weekends. And I didn't want to do just a whole lot because I had a whole day plan of doing stuff in the yard and everything. So I just walked on the treadmill for I just walked on the treadmill for like 35, 45 minutes and did a little core exercises. I tend to do core exercises frequently, simply because I have a bad back, and I think that the core exercises help my back over time. Man, I got that workout in, and that felt good to get that accomplished earlier in the day. And I got home, and I jumped in right on my chili. And over-the-top chili is a new chili technique that I just recently found out about and decided I wanted to give it a shot. What it basically is you make chili just like you normally would with all the fixings, and then you put your meat in a ball, and then you cook it on the smoker over the top of the chili. And then when the meat gets done, you cube it up and put it in the chili. So you have a smoked meat in your chili. So the first thing I did was I had 2 onions, and I diced those up. 1.5 of the onions was done pretty rough chop, and then one was done pretty fine, so I can use it for fixings on the chili later on. And then I minced up about 5 cloves of garlic, and then I sweated that off in this pot with a little bit of olive oil until I got a good color on it. And then I dumped the just normal chili fixings in there. I put some crushed diced tomatoes in there, some Rotel chili fixing tomatoes. I put some chipotles and adobe sauce in there, about 2.5 tablespoons, and 3 cinnamon sticks. That's what I put in there. And I got that simmering a little bit. In the meantime, I got my meat. I got a pound of hamburger meat and a pound of breakfast sausage, just regular breakfast sausage, and mix that all up by hand and season it with basically just your regular, ordinary, common barbecue seasoning. Got that all mixed up and formed it into the ball and put it on the grill, on the smoker. Put that ball of meat directly over the pot, so when it cooks, the juices run off into the pot. And then when it got about 165 degrees, I took the meatball inside and cubed it up real as fine as I could and put it in the chili. It was awesome. The chili was absolutely awesome. Never had chili that way. It has a really nice smoked flavor to it, and a little bit of heat too, because I put those chipotles in there. Man, that chili was awesome. And as far as the turkey goes, I never really smoked any turkey before, so I seasoned it with coarse ground black pepper and just a ordinary barbecue rub, run-of-the-mill barbecue rub, and smoked it to about 130 degrees. And then once it reached 130 degrees, I put a stick of butter on each one of them and wrapped it up and cooked it to 155 degrees. If you cook it to 155 and let it sit at 155 for 1 minute before you eat it, it kills all the salmonella. And that makes the turkey nice and juicy. You overcook it, and that's when you have nasty turkey breast. I tried out the turkey. My daughter tried out the turkey. We both agreed that it was going to be a go. The recipe was going to be a go for the turkey cooking next weekend. So was happy how that turned out. Now I got all this food I don't know what to do with. And of course they went out to the movies today, and they're not going to even eat here tonight, so I'm going to be eating all this stuff by myself. Hey, you can't beat smoked chili and smoked turkey in a sitting. Sounds pretty good to me. The sweeper's been an absolute game changer as far as keeping the yard clean as far as the leaves go. However, there is one downfall. It's a major downfall, and not just pertaining to me being a dog owner, but dog poop. Specifically fresh dog poop. I'll let you figure that one out. And then the rest of the day I just spent messing around out in the yard. Blew some leaves around, picked them up. Boy, that yard sweeper is absolutely dynamite. Absolutely love that thing. And then what was going on with before is I had to stop whenever that hopper got full and go dump it. And I decided that it would be faster and more convenient, more efficient if I dumped my leaves on a humongous tarp, and then I wouldn't have to walk back and forth to the fence all the time. And then I can dump like 3 or 4 hoppers of leaves on that tarp, then roll it up like a burrito, then drag it out and throw it over the fence. It just makes everything go a lot faster. Let's go check on our chili, see what it looks like. Our probe's sitting at 125. Again, when it gets about 165 is when I'll need to break the meat up and put it in the pot. But I need to stir it every so often, 30, 45 minutes or so. I have the smoker set on 225. That's a pretty good spot to smoke something pretty good at. So let's see what it looks like. Meat is kind of in a little bit of a shadow here, so I don't know if you can see it, but it has a nice golden, it's getting a nice mahogany color to it, and that's what I want to see out of it. And we'll just let it rock. All right, let's take a look at our chili before we get back in football mode. Been trying to stir it up every so often. Oh, about every 30-45 minutes, come out here and stir it up. Meat's coming along nice mahogany color, man. It's looking good. The turkey I just started, so I'm not sweating it quite yet. Time to go watch some football. I potted some plants. And I know it's exciting Saturday. So anyway, I don't even know how this video is going to turn out because it's been all over the place simply because I can't get this camera to work. More or less. If you've enjoyed this video, hopefully it made a little bit of sense and I can put it together in editing somehow. And if this sucker right here is not in focus, then I'm just going to post it and this camera's going back immediately. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I don't know why you would. It's been a day. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.